Oh yeah, it's your boy, Livewire, and I'm back in the motherfucking building, baby! So what up, people? I hope y'all been good, and enjoying yourself, man, because the next couple of months, it's gonna be pretty fucking awesome, yo! So, if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock for the last couple of weeks, the Division is about to drop, and that shit is fucking dope. Shit is all that and a bag of motherfucking chips. But man, I've been fiending for this game since the first closed beta, and then the open beta just reconfirmed that I just love this game, yo. I can't wait to play it. So yeah, probably for the first hour, I'm gonna be tweaking my dude to try to make him look a little bit closer to how I look. That's just how I do, man. Some people want to make their characters look completely different. Not me. I like the way I look, so therefore I'm going to make my character look closer to what I look like, or at least as close as I can get without going crazy. But anyway, man, yeah, this game is going to be dope. So see y'all at midnight on Tuesday. I'll be in that bitch. But on to some things that came out in the news recently. Microsoft. Let's talk about the games first. How dope does Killer Instinct look? I mean, that shit looks fun as hell. Now, I'm not too overly thrilled about Tusk, like his character design. It's okay, but what I do like about him is his, the way he fights, man. His fighting style is incredible. Like, he's not the best looking character out of the bunch, to say the least. I'm pretty, like, Arbiter wins that shit by far. Like, it's a landslide. Like, fucking incredible. He looks great. Rash is number 2, then Kim Woo, then I would say it's Tusk. But his fighting style is fucking crazy, man. Like, that dude is a bruiser, yo. So I can't wait to jump into playing that on March 29th, man. That should be a real good time. Quantum Break looks sick as hell. Like, the more and more I see of this game, I'm like, damn, I didn't know that. Like, it just looks like, pretty much like Max Payne, but they just put that bitch on steroids for real. Like, this shit is serious, man. I really can't wait to dive into this game. And from what I'm seeing from different playthroughs is, like, based on your decisions, might give you, I wouldn't say a completely different experience, but it gives you a reason to jump back into the game multiple times. Like, okay, what if I tweak this and then tweak that, but then tweak this way, so then my story changes, like your progression and how you play through the story. Like, that's dope as hell. For you to be able, not only the story that you see change, but the way in which you have to traverse through the world changes based on the decisions you make. I mean, those combinations, 44, like, I could see somebody trying to go through the game 40 some odd times trying to get every different ending or every different scenario that can happen, man. That shit is fucking dope, yo. Like, that's what I talk about value, man. Like, that's what I like about the game, like, especially a single player game. If you're going to do a single player game and you're not going to have multiplayer, then give me a reason to go back. Give me a reason to play through it again. Some people, they go through the story, the multiplayer, and say, okay, well, we'll just throw in a multiplayer. Now, not every game can't do that. Like, yeah, Gears of War, Halo, those games can do that because they're predicated around, multiplayer and co-op. But like a game like Uncharted, Tomb Raider, things of that nature, you don't want to just slap on a multiplayer if it's really not needed. Like, I was talking on Twitter and I said, I was looking at the Uncharted beta and I said, this doesn't impress me at all. And it's not that because I don't think Uncharted is going to be good, because I'm pretty confident that Uncharted is going to be a good game. But the multiplayer for Uncharted looks like shit. And the reason why it looks like shit is it looks like it's not a fun game to play through. Like, you're not creating your own characters. They're just giving you people that are in the game. Now, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe they will allow you to do that stuff. But, as far as, like, giving you characters, giving you, different weapons you can upgrade over time, just like Halo, just like, like The Division and Call of Duty, etc., that would make more sense. But, like, the whole playing style, I don't know. It just, to me, people don't buy Uncharted for the multiplayer. They don't. Nobody goes out and buys Uncharted and says, I'm only going to play the multiplayer. Nobody does that, because it's not that type of game. You buy Uncharted to play as Uncharted's character, right? The Drake. That's why you buy Uncharted, to play as him, play his story, People then go into the multiplayer because it's like, all right, I finished the story. What else can I do with this? And that's why people jump in. And yeah, it's fun. It's something that you will probably play here and there, or like for a weekend, but it's not one of those multiplayers that you find yourself just losing endless hours in, unless that's just the only game you have and you really have no choice of, you have no other options. Anybody who doesn't have options of a better multiplayer, yeah, they'll probably lose hours playing Uncharted because, shit, there's nothing better. But if you have better options, why would you even waste your time? I'm just being honest. I mean, the graphics are okay on multiplayer. It's not going to be as good as single player. but they're okay, But the thing is, it's just like, yo, what's the point? Like, why? You should ask yourself, why am I playing this? What's the point of playing the Uncharted? It's not. You're not gonna build up your skill, and it's gonna be in like some, you can go to become a professional gamer in Uncharted. Like, nobody gives a shit. Nobody even looks at that game in that facet. It's just they don't. I'm just being honest. So, but overall, I think this month, March and April, just games, man, games galore, games galore. You know, what's what's interesting though? This news from Phil Spencer and him basically saying that they're looking into an upgradable console. And I thought about it, and if you listen to Twitter, YouTube, you find that people have their different opinions on it. Like, some people think that it's just going to be add-ons that you constantly, you like hook up to the console. Some people feel that you're going to have to just buy another console like midway through the console cycle. And they're both interesting ideas. But I think the one concern people have, not so much on the upgrades, because most people are like, all right, upgrades are optional, right? Whether you buy a new console for the upgrade or you buy just pieces for the upgrade, those things are optional. Microsoft will figure that stuff out. That's not where most people's concerns are. Their concerns lie where people will have an advantage as far as in games. So they think that, if I buy this game and I'm playing at 30 frames per second, how do I know that somebody else won't play it at 60? And that's where I think people, they panic and they don't really think. Because what you're going to get is a universal game, right? So whether or not you buy this game on PC, on Xbox, whatever upgrade, or just the standard Xbox, whatever, right? You're going to have the same game. It's all based on the upgrades that you have that determines what settings the game will allow. So for example, in PC, it'll allow you to change your settings. For a console with an upgrade, they're going to automatically change the settings for you. Not to say that they can't do the same thing for PC, because there are PC gamers that don't change their settings at all. They just have it set on auto, and it just outputs whatever the settings that the best settings are for that particular game, and then they go from there. But this whole assumption that they're gonna put you in multiplayer against somebody with a better frame rate, that shit makes no sense. They couldn't do it. It wouldn't make sense. It just wouldn't. That's why. A pure example of it is when we had Master Chief Collection? I'm trying to remember. No, it wasn't Master Chief Collection, because I think that was 30 frames per second. But your reaction time is going to always be slower if you're running at 30 frames versus 60 frames. So what they would do is they would make 60 frames their bottom line. Like that's what they aim for, period, across the board. Then, they'll try to make the games as pretty as possible. And at that point, as you upgrade, you'll see things being added in versus, things being taken out of the standard. So if you have the standard, the game's going to look good regardless. But if you have an upgrade, like little things that you might not have totally paid attention to, but now they pop out on the upgrade will, be more noticeable. Like maybe you have better lighting, so the lighting is better, or the textures are better, or maybe the weather effects are better. Things that don't actually affect the actual play of the game, right? So they're not going to fuck with the frame rate. They're not going to fuck with anything. The resolution could possibly be different, but that's not going to fuck with the overall play of the game. All right, frame rate is the main deciding factor, because if the frame rate is off, you're not going to be able to play competitively. You just can't. It's impossible. It's impossible. Now, may somebody get an advantage playing on a 4K TV versus a fucking 1080p TV? Yeah, possibly. You might be able to see things a little bit clearer in the distance. And that's what you'll have as far as a upgrade. Maybe the texture, you don't have the texture pops from the distance, so things stay more stabilized. But that's really choice of what you want in your TV too. So you could buy people now. You have an Xbox right now. You could have an Xbox on a shitty TV or a PS4 on a shitty TV. Guess what? It's not going to look as good as if somebody has a better looking TV than you. It's just not. So you could bitch about that too. But the fact remains is, if you want to play, with these, better graphics or whatever, it's not only the console that has to be upgraded. The TV or monitor that you're playing on has to be upgraded as well. So I think that people kind of blow these things out of proportion. Because they complain about disadvantages, but yet, if you're playing on a 720p TV right now, playing against people with a 4K TV, guess what? They can see better than you. They can, but you're not bitching about those issues. Why? Because, well, that's what you could afford, It just is. They're not going to fuck with the frame rate, so, the textures and other things like that, those are the only things that are going to be different. So, overall, the gameplay is not going to change. The experience will still be the same. You'll still be able to be competitive. You're not going to be able to fucking, get slaughtered by somebody, because the games aren't set up that way, So I think this fear factor, this angst against, progressing is just, I don't know. Calm down. Wait and see. It'll be okay. A woo woo woo. A woo to the fucking woo. I'm just saying, man. Let's just wait. Because the worst case scenario is if the Xbox comes out and it doesn't say the upgrades scare you or whatever, just don't get it. Just that fucking simple. Just don't get it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm always looking for change and to see if something progresses. And it's just the way I am. Do I buy the latest cell phone every time? Fuck no. Just because I don't feel I need to, And that would be the same thing for an Xbox or whatever. If I feel I need to upgrade, I'll get it. But if I really don't feel that my gaming experience needs this advancement at this time, then I won't do it. It's my option. It's my choice. It depends on what you're chasing. Are you chasing the newest, best experience? Then by all means, do you. But if it doesn't concern you, your experience isn't going to change. There's nothing. It's not like they're going to, make the game shitty for standard and then all the other versions are going to be better. That's not what they're going to do. You got to remember, it's one specific game. See, if you know anything about PC gaming at all, you know that they have one set game, but you can adjust the settings based on, what type of hardware you have in your PC. That's all they're doing. So it's the same game, but instead of you going in there tweaking this and that, the console will do it for you. That's it. That's it. So calm down, people. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. But this is your boy Livewire, and I'm out this bitch, baby. Holla.
Smoke the fuck out, drink the fuck out, freak the fuck out, bug the fuck out, scream the fuck out, black the fuck out, act the fuck out. Do you feel it in your body? Shake your snake. Do you feel it in your body? Shake your snake.